Here's my 6 audience members. Turn it down. Imagine cracking open a cold one that you brewed yourself. Not just poured from a bottle, but created and crafted and customized exactly to your taste. Your house smells like roasted grains, citrusy hops. Your friends are raving about the IPA you made with the spruce leaves you got on your last hike. Homebrewing isn't just for beer nerds or science majors. It's creative, it's rewarding, and surprisingly approachable as a hobby that almost anyone can get into. Today I'm going to tell you about why you should start brewing your own beer. If you're someone who likes craft beer, enjoys being creative, or wants fun weekend projects, or just wants to save a little bit of money while learning something new, then homebrewing might be for you. I'm not only someone who enjoys craft beer, but I make beer for a living. I work as a professional brewer at a craft brewery here in Colorado. Before that, I started as a home brewer, just experimenting with friends at their houses. I feel like that's how most of my colleagues and I all started and got into the industry. So when I talk about the value of brewing it yourself, I'm speaking from personal experience. To be honest, I know this firsthand. Craft beer is expensive. And if you're trying new styles or just getting into craft beer and you're going to these breweries and sampling many different things, it adds up fast. On top of that, huge overproduced beers, brands such as Coors, Budweiser, I hate to say it, but they're usually bland and not very interesting. So there is a huge gap between variety and affordability. Another issue is a lot of our hobbies are based solely around consumption. Whether it's watching or scrolling or listening, it's not actually creating something and it's not actually adding any benefit or value, right? So homebrewing solves both of those. According to the Homebrewers Association, over 1.1 million Americans brew their own beer, and many say it helps them feel more in control of what they drink and how they spend their time. The good news is that getting started homebrewing, it's easier than it sounds. You only need a handful of items to begin. The starting items consist of a pot to boil in, a fermenter bucket, which can simply be a 5-gallon plastic bucket that you get from Lowe's or Home Depot, and the main 4 ingredients in beer, which are malt or malt extract, hops, yeast, and water. So starter kits online cost around $40 to $60, which is roughly around the price of going out drinking with friends for a night, maybe even cheaper, depending on how much you drink. According to the Homebrewers Association, homebrewing costs nearly 50% less to produce per pint compared to store-bought craft beer. The savings add up quick with only a few gallons a year. You can begin with simple recipes, some like pilsners or porters, and these take just a few hours to brew and only about 2 weeks to ferment. There are a ton of step-by-step instructions and videos online and beginner forums on Reddit and other places. Plus, companies like Northern Brewer and More Beer have great starter guides to get you going on your homebrewing journey. Now, picture this. You've just bottled your first beer, cracked it open, and you hear the carbonation, the hiss of the carbonation. You pour it into a glass and you take a sip. It tastes amazing, and it's not because it's the best beer ever. Quite frankly, it might be one of the worst in the beginning. But it's because you made it. You created it yourself. You controlled every ingredient and every step along the way. You even named it something crazy like Yeasty Boys, or my personal favorite beer name of all time, Princess Yum Yum, by Breckenridge Brewing in Denver. You invite your friends over, and they're impressed, right? Maybe one of them wants to brew with you now. Suddenly, your new hobby has turned into a way to connect, create, and just relax. You don't have to even really leave the house to enjoy your favorite craft beer because you're producing it yourself. In an article published by craftbeer.com, which is a site that's run by the Brewers Association, the writers emphasize that homebrewing encourages experimentation, community, and creativity. So as you improve, you'll start experimenting. Maybe you'll try to add fruit or coffee are you'll go wild and start throwing entire cheesecakes into the mash, which, yes, that is a thing. Look up Weldworks Brewing in Greeley, Colorado. They've thrown wonton wrappers into a beer before, cheesecake, cereal, you name it, they've done it. As you improve, you'll start experimenting. Ooh. Brewing becomes a space to express yourself, just like cooking and painting. So here's what I want you to do. Step 1, go online and simply look up homebrew starter kit. Step 2, all you have to do is pick one, or better yet, go to your local homebrew supply store, ask questions. There's one in most towns, especially if you live in Colorado where I do. I know there's 2 in my town alone, so they're accessible and they're willing to have these conversations with you. And then step 3 is to brew your first batch. Start simple. Take your time learning the principles of brewing. What ingredients do you need? Why do you need those ingredients? What hops will give you the characters you're looking for? Or, for some people's sake, what even are hops? Find those things out, and that's where you start with that. And then step 4 is, after you're done brewing that first batch, share what you've made. Be proud of it. Being able to share your creation is the most rewarding part of it all, and that's why I love my job till this day, and I look forward to being in this industry for years to come. Craft beer creates a community, and getting your friends involved is a great way to spend quality time together. I really value the time that I spent homebrewing with my friends in the beginning, and now that I do it professionally full-time for a job, they're the ones coming to me asking me, what do I think about this? How should they fix this? How do they troubleshoot this? And it's built these connections that I'll have for a long time. You can even join local homebrew clubs. There's a ton across the country, so there's probably one near you. Many breweries host beginner brewing classes or tasting classes. The brewery that I work for, we have a homebrew club that we sponsor, and they come into the brewery once every other month. They bring their brews and they sit down and talk about them. Sometimes me and the other brewer will step out and we'll sort of give feedback, but it really is an incredible way to build community. And if you're looking for friends, trust me, I know a lot of brewers who are also always looking for friends, so there's someone out there for you. If you need inspiration also, you can listen to Ken Grossman, the founder of Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. It's in Southern California. In an interview on Brewbound, he said that his entire business started from a homebrew kit. He got it when he was 20 years old, he brewed in his garage, and now he runs one of the largest and most successful craft breweries in the country. And that's proof that even something small can grow into something huge. To wrap this up, I hope you all learned a little something about the benefits of homebrewing, or that making your own beer at home is even an option. Before the Industrial Revolution, making beer at home was a lot of household American meal preps, because back then beer was considered food. So people have been brewing beer in their homes for hundreds, thousands of years. A fun fact is the first piece of recorded history was a Sumerian beer recipe. It was chiseled into a piece of stone, so they were also homebrewing back then as well. Homebrewing is far more than just about the beer, though. It's about taking control of your time, your creativity, your craft. It's about learning something hands-on in a world where everything is so digital. Whether you brew once or become obsessed and make a career out of it like I did, there's nothing quite like sipping something that you created from scratch. So the next time you crack open a beer, ask yourself, why didn't I make this? Thank you.